Hello, Healing Journey friends. Oh, I hope you're all doing so well. So the last video I made, I think I was talking about this strange phenomenon that happened about a week ago that I had all of these liver symptoms, like really intense liver symptoms, but I had this very strange sense of confidence that was new and sort of made no sense. And looking back, and when I was reading about it, it sounds like it might have been a healing crisis. I've never experienced one before. I've always wanted to. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like if you have chronic fatigue or adrenal fatigue and you read about healing crises and they sound like terrible temporarily, but it means you're healing and then you're better. It's like, it sounds great to me. It always has, and I've never had one. And that, I'm pretty sure that was one. But I'm still trying to make sense of it because, so it was about 3 days of liver hell. It was just all these really intense liver symptoms, rage, serious rage, extreme fatigue, difficulty digesting, especially fats, like couldn't digest any fats. Also, like heightened sensitivity to perfumes and scents, any kind of smell. And I had that I experienced that for years and years, and I don't know if you guys have, because I know, liver and adrenals are so tight, they're so closely connected. I mean, you have a slow adrenals, you're going to have a slow liver. You have slow liver, you're going to be taxing your adrenals. It's just, they're intertwined like all of our body systems, but those are particularly closely linked. It was about 3 days of really intense liver symptoms, but this very strange and amazing sense of confidence and in my ability to get through it, and this focus that I've had on up and out energy. It's just up and out energy, up and out energy, that everything that was happening, it was just up and out energy. It was happening for me, and I needed to feel this, and this needs to happen. This is something that my body needs to do. I just had this strange confidence, and it was incredible. It felt so good in a way, and I had never felt, usually when I have a worsening of symptoms, it's like, the alarm's going off, and I'm wanting to Google, and I'm thinking, and my mind is going to what's happening, problem solving, which is even harder on your liver. Your liver is a very problem solving organ, an energy center. Then after that, those symptoms improved, and then I had a few days of intense adrenal symptoms. Now I was out of town during it, so I'm sure that didn't help. I had to fly, and flying is always hard on the adrenals. But for a couple of days, I noticed this. I was blood sugar problems. Just like really had to focus on breathing and blood sugar regulation and resting and sleeping, just breathing, calming my mind, because I was easily activated and jittery, and it was like adrenals. But I kept focused. I was like focused on this up and out energy. This is up and out energy, and it improved. And then I got better. What's amazing is I was on progesterone for 3 months, and I wonder if that was what has caused what's going on with me. My conclusion after 3 months, I think 3 months is a fair shake to give it, is what I understand. It's like 3 months is about the time it takes to tell how your body is going to respond. And my body did not respond well. And I gained some weight, and I was so distressed by that. And after these healing crises, I lost some of the weight. It just sort of fell off. When I was following the same diet that I've been following for weeks and months, this extremely clean diet of just meat and vegetables, and still gaining weight. I mean, it was hormonal, but I think actually it was liver. I think my liver was the thing that was congested. When your liver is congested, it can't burn fat. It's so funny to me. It's so incredible to me. I have to laugh at myself. And I fell into the trap again. I've done a video on the trap. Go back and listen to my video on the trap, because I just fell in it again. 3 months ago I fell in it, and I've been staying in the trap. Even when I talk about the trap in other ways, because the trap is looking to external things to help you heal, when the answer's inside. My answers are inside. And if your answers are inside, the trap that I fall into could be your same trap that you're tempted to fall into, because that's what the most people in the world that are helping people heal are telling you. There are all kinds of external things that people will tell you that you need to heal. From what I have learned, it's all internal. All of it. All of it. But again, I fell into the trap, and I thought maybe adding a little progesterone, as my doctor recommended, would help sort of start my hormonal cycle, like reboot. Or they've already restarted. They've already started improving a lot. But I thought maybe it could accelerate it. You know, I'm just like, I'm on the road to healing. I want to go. I want to heal. I want to go faster. So I thought maybe this would help go faster. And I thought that I was healthy enough at this point to be able to handle it. But I'm now, you know, it went so badly that it's just like, I've decided it's the final straw. I wish you could be here next to me and be like, to warn me and not let me do this again. Please, like, don't let me do this again. I'm telling myself this too. It's just like, please don't do this again. I need to remember, I'm never falling into this trap again. I probably will, I'll be told. But don't. Like, this is the last time. This is the last time I'm going to fall into the trap of looking to something outside of me to heal me. It's not where the answers are. They're inside. They're inside. They're always inside for me. That's where I've gotten all the healing that I've gotten, which is so much healing so far. Started 13 months ago when I started healing emotional wounds. That is when my healing started. Like, the actual positive direction. There were other things that helped me stop the decline. Breathing, meditating, mindset changes, belief changes, all those things, you know, getting lifestyle changes in terms of, and obviously diet and water and those things, and getting rid of my to-do list. All these things were essential for stopping the decline. But none of those things were ever going to start me in the positive direction. Because I was doing that for years, and for a couple of years, and it wasn't moving me. I was staying static. I was not getting worse, which was a gift. I was really a gift, because for years and years I'd been going down, and that this might be like a similar experience to yours. But the thing that started moving me in the positive direction was the emotional healing. And even after all this positive feedback that I've gotten from my body and spirit, and you know, it's I still fall into the trap, you know. And I realize now that I had the wrong mindset about it. It's not about being strong enough or healthy enough to handle an external force. It's, do I want to actually inflict more stress on my body with an external force? Because what I have found is, inevitably, every time I try a supplement of any kind, and I had never tried hormones, so, you know, it was worth a try, but it's another message. That's not the answer. That's not where it's going to be. That's not what's going to do it for you. It's always made me worse. Every time. The only exception that I can think of is lithium. For me, I started taking lithium at some point, and all the supplements that I've tried, and I noticed a benefit to my mood. Every other, magnesium, I didn't know. There were so many that I didn't notice a difference at all. Probiotics, you know, that didn't harm me. But all the ones that tried to push me, And this is the difference between pushing and pulling energy. I think this is a good example, because every time I've tried to use a supplement that improves my situation significantly, like adaptogens or vitamin D or progesterone, anything like that, that I've tried to push my body in the direction that I want, it's always backfired. I always feel worse. It always makes me worse. Always. I keep repeating this because it's like, hear this, Lauren, hear this. Like, I need to keep saying it to let it really sink in. It's taking so many trials and errors, and you've only heard about the ones in the last, like, 4 or 5 months since I started this channel. I can't tell you the hundreds of failures before that. Because I've basically stopped. By the time I started making this, I had basically stopped doing these kinds of things. And that's after years and years and years of trial and failure. But it took me years to understand that that's a message. That's a message saying it's not that direction. Nope. Look somewhere else. And that's what finally led me to the emotional wounds that I ended up learning was the answer. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe that's what the healing crisis was. It put a burden on my adrenals and my liver. And my liver had to expel, the metabolites that had built up in it from the 3 months of hormone that it didn't want, that it wasn't ready for, that was not the answer. And maybe that's what that healing crisis was. The thing is that I'm trying to make sense of is that I still, a week later, I'm not feeling, my liver feels okay, not great. But the other symptom was an extreme aversion to alcohol. I had been drinking like a glass, 2 glasses of wine on the weekends, which is incredible because I didn't drink alcohol for years and years. My liver never could have handled it, but I had gotten to a place that it could, and it actually seemed fine. It didn't feel like it was detrimenting, it was a detriment at all. But then all of a sudden I had this extreme aversion to it, and one sip, even the smell, it was like, that's bad. That's bad for me. I can't, no, I don't want any of that. It was just an intuitive, really intense intuitive feeling that was true. But I still feel, so the healing crisis was like a week ago, and I still feel like alcohol's no good. I'm staying away from coffee, and I've started saying this thing to myself because I'm always tempted by coffee. And I've started saying to myself this thing that every day without wine or coffee is a good day. It's just, for now, the wine. The bigger problem is coffee. I think coffee is a bigger strain on my body. If I have 1 cup of coffee one day, I have repercussions for days. I feel like crap for days, and it messes up my water salt and water balance, the aldosterone in my body that controls your fluid retention. But every day that I don't have coffee is a good day. And I'm always more fatigued for days after, sometimes a week, after just having 1 cup of coffee. I mean, isn't that crazy? The thing is, I don't know that that's always going to be true. I have to wonder, because of my own journey, could it be the problem with coffee is that it sends me back into that sympathetic state, the state that shuts off access to my spiritual self and my inner world. When I'm in a sympathetic state, it numbs me in a way. And that's why I liked it. Because I was always trying to numb that pain. And even when I would have tasks that I didn't want to do, I would drink coffee because it would numb the emotional discomfort that was part of the task. So I think that's the problem with coffee, at least for while I'm healing. Through this healing process, I've learned I have to be connected to my inner self, my inner world, and connected to my spiritual self daily. Maybe that's what's wrong with me right now. I just got back from a week-long trip, and I have felt bad ever since. And what happens on trips, as everybody knows, taking trips, they're often busy, and your days are full. And they might be fun activities where you're going on doing fun things, but it's a whole process, and you've got to figure out meals. Your mind is always sort of focused on the external and what's going on. You're managing time, you're managing food and hunger, and if you have children, you're managing them. And there are a lot of pieces to manage, and so your mind is always on the external for like a week. And some vacations are different if you don't have your kids with you, or if you have a lot of downtime and alone time, and you're able to, I don't know, just sit and gaze at an ocean or a mountain or something like that. But this trip was not like that. I had my son with me, and there were a lot of activities going on, and so I never had a chance. And every night we went to bed late. I never had an opportunity to connect with my inner world for more than, I don't know, 10 or 20 minutes, and that just doesn't do it for me. I was just saying, my sister and I were just saying to each other today that, we really need a significant time for ourselves. And, maybe that's part of being an empath. I don't know, but I really need a significant amount of time. If I haven't had it for a long time, days and days, then it takes days, or at least a day, to get back in touch with myself, my inner world. And maybe that's what my brain fog is about today. Maybe my brain fog is about my spirit saying, stop doing any of the external stuff anymore. I'm not going to let you. I'm not going to really let you be productive. I'm not going to let you do a lot of tasks because your brain's not, I'm not going to let you. Your brain is going to stop you. You need your brain to do most things. So it just was saying, no, you have to reconnect. I'm hoping over time I'll learn how to reconnect quickly. But for now, it takes time, and I'm really wondering if that's what the intense brain fog is. And fatigue, it's the disconnection from self and spirit. That's the only place that I get healing, because that's where your emotions are. That's where you get downloads of what's going on, and where things bubble up that you don't even realize are there. And so I guess that's my message for today. It's through this process, one of the most important things to continue the healing journey is to stay connected with your inner self and your spirit and your soul. And if you connect to, if you believe in, I don't know, guides and all the spirit realm things that you can believe in, you do believe in, it's just connecting with those. Whatever it is for you, whether it's Mother Earth, whether it's God, whatever it is for you, I think especially if you have chronic fatigue or adrenal fatigue and you have found, or you think possibly, that emotional wounds and trauma potentially could be at the root of your illness, then this healing journey absolutely requires to maintain a connection with that spiritual side of you. And that's the same as your inner self, because spirit is in us. That's what I believe. And so connecting in, going in, also, connects you up and out. I think that is so key. And that was such a helpful reminder for me today. So thank you for that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me and going on this journey for yourself. I'm so impressed by anybody who's embarking on this journey, because it's not easy. It takes a lot of courage, and I just think it's amazing. So I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.